What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Hello everybody, I'm Mark and this is For the Love of Movies. Today we have another unboxing / review. Here we go with it. There is 2 movies in here, but I'm only going to review one of them because one of the other DVDs is for another video. The one that I'm going to do another is Batman vs Superman. I'll just say quickly that is going to be for who is the best Batman. Now, the other DVD is No Retreat, No Surrender, which is a 1986 movie starring Jason Stillwell. Now, I know on there it says that it is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and you've got Jean-Claude Van Damme on the front, but it's not really a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. He's in it, obviously, a little bit. He's in it at the start, he's in it at the end, but it is not a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It is Jason Stillwell. I used to have this on VHS. It does have a different box art on there. Obviously, they've used that to sell the movie because Jean-Claude Van Damme is a huge star now. So the movie starts off, and Jason's in his dad's dojo in LA. They're doing the training. He does some kind of weird Bruce Lee thing on him when they're meant to just be using blocking and punching techniques. Then when they all go away to get changed, Jean-Claude Van Damme comes in with his boss. His boss is trying to buy the dojo to make a big chain of his own dojos. His dad doesn't want to sell, and his dad is forced to fight. His dad starts fighting one of the other karate guys. He is beating this other karate guy, but then Jean-Claude Van Damme comes in and breaks his dad's leg. Jason runs over to try and help his dad, but he is just tangled up by Ivan Krasensky, who is played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, and just thrown away. His dad must decide to sell up as the whole family moves to Seattle. Straight away when he gets to Seattle, he's not happy, but he's going to make his garage into a karate dojo for himself so he can still continue to learn karate, because I think his dad has just given up on karate. He doesn't want anything to do with fighting. Straight away he meets a guy called RJ. RJ helps him move in. RJ is kind of a dancing guy. He looks up to Michael Jackson. He does all the moonwalk and all that type of stuff in this movie. So we meet him, and then it goes on to the next day, and RJ is walking around in a car park, and then a big fat bully comes out and starts to try and pick on him. And that's when Jason comes and finds him, because he's obviously meeting RJ there in the car park. Probably going to get a burger because it's at a burger joint. And he meets him there. This bully's going to kick RJ's ass. Jason comes up, he helps him out, he beats this fat guy. The manager comes out, it all gets separated. Then a few days later, Jason wants to join the local karate dojo. He goes in, and who's there but that fat bully? The fat bully goes up to he's not the main sensei, but he's leading the karate class because the main sensei is away. And this fat bully goes and tells Dean that this is the guy who gave him a beating and shows him all the bruises and that, and tells him that he tells him a bunch of lies, saying that he thinks LA karate is better than Seattle karate. And this is when they start to bully Jason. Jason is forced to get in the ring straight away and is beaten up by one of the other lads. I think he's called Peter Sugarfoot Cunningham in real life, a real good fighter, fast. And he gives him a beating. After that, he goes to someone's party. It's a girl that he must have met away when he was on holiday somewhere. And when he goes to the party, who's there but the fat bully and Dean again? Dean is like, gets him to throw cake at Jason, and then he gives him a beating himself, and that's when Jason runs away from the party. He's messed up, he's all beaten up off Dean, he's been kicked over a table, he's got food all over him. But where does he go to? he knows that Bruce Lee has been buried in Seattle. So he goes to the grave and he's just sort of complaining, saying he's trying so hard. He just wants to be a good student. He goes home then, he has an argument with his dad. His dad rips his poster of Bruce Lee because he idolizes Bruce Lee, and he runs away to a local empty house. While in this local empty house, Bruce Lee's spirit comes through the shining light of the door. Bruce Lee's ghost comes back to train Jason. Now, if you like your sort of Rocky montages, your training scenes, this movie's for you because it's got all that in. It's got some great training in. It's got some excellent things in. Excellent fighting scenes, excellent training clips. It's got some good music that goes along with the training clips. There is two different versions. I had the old version, which had No Retreat, No Surrender, the song on. There is a different version. That could be this version, I'm not sure, which has Hold On to the Vision. Now, he gets so good. Bruce Lee trains him brilliantly in the training month. I mean, he's doing push-ups just on 2 fingers alone, which is outstanding. He's doing these hanging sit-ups off like a basketball hoop, and he's coming up and he turns himself into what is an amazing fighter. You first see what an amazing fighter is his dad's at a pub where he's working now as a barman. And these guys are bullying him. He pours a pint over his head, and then they wait for him to come out after work, and these guys start beating up on his dad, and they're going to use baseball bats and everything like that. And then Jason sees this from the car because he's coming to pick his dad up, makes these run and jump and just give these blokes, 3 fully grown men, an absolute kicking, which for me, I love that scene. Sort of moves on from there and it gets to the final tournament. There is a tournament in this because the guy who wanted to buy his dad's dojo is now wanting to buy this dojo in Seattle and take over all these dojos, so they decide to have a tournament to settle it. It's meant to be 3 fights, 3 fighters, 3 against each. But they make a change at the last minute. They decide to bring in Ivan Krasensky. Now he comes in and he says that Ivan is going to fight all 3 of these guys. And he goes on to fight. He kicks the ass of the first 2. And then he gets in against the main sensei, which is a good fight. It's back and forth. It's back and forth. But then Ivan starts to cheat. He sort of does this thing where he tangles him up in the ropes. And he starts elbowing him and punching him. Kelly tries to jump in and stop because it's her brother that's in the ring. She gets her hair grabbed, and that's when Jason, who's in the stands watching, he comes up, runs up, jumps over, and starts to have a fight with Ivan. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happens in that fight in case you haven't seen it, but it's definitely worth a watch. Like I say, there's 2 different box arts to this movie. That's the new one. They obviously want to sell it based on Jean-Claude Van Damme, but like I say, it's not a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It stars Kurt McKinney. Now there's some of the scenes there from the fight where that's Jason there fighting Ivan. There's a few, that's where he's in the very first in the dojo, and that's where you're pulling Kelly's hair there. No retreat, no surrender. There is No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and 3, which just have nothing to do with this movie at all. Nothing at all. This is a movie that I think could definitely do with a remake. Because they seem to use actual fighters in the movie, the fight scenes are great. The choreography in the fight is brilliant. But the acting is absolutely horrendous. They can't act to save their lives. The main guy, Jason, he can act. The guy who plays Bruce Lee's spirit, he can act. Jean-Claude Van Damme, We know he's not a very good actor, and he's known for his fight scenes and being the muscles from Brussels. But all the rest of them, none of them can act. The acting is absolutely awful in this movie. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But I would definitely say it's still worth a watch. There was a time in my life where I think I only had Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, No Retreat, No Surrender, and Spaceballs on VHS. And I used to watch these movies over and over again. And that's maybe why I've got some kind of nostalgia for this movie. I love this movie. But I'm not going to lie to you. The acting is absolutely awful. You would cringe at the acting. I would say it's 7 out of 10. I would like to say thank you for watching. I'm Mark, and this is For the Love of Movies. I'll see you later.
Like an angel on your shoulder, see? And if you ever get hurt and you feel that you're going down, this little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, "Get up, you son of a bitch! Because Mickey loves you."